Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and indulge in some boy band me time. As always, my name is Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, a.k.a. Mama Lunas.
Lunas.
Loomis.
Wow, we've changed the name around a little, Lydia.
Lydia.
Sorry, continue.
So this week we have a birthday.
Oh, yes.
On March 22nd, it's Ken Jackson's birthday from 4th Ave. He'll be 21 years old.
21. Legal to drink, buddy.
Happy birthday, Cam.
Happy birthday.
See them? Yeah. Sorry.
You okay?
No, I was trying to remember if he had a weird nickname, but I can't remember if it was him or somebody else in the band.
I feel like his actual name is Camry or something.
Yes.
It just says
Yes. No,
Cam
you're good.
over
No,
here.
you're good. You're good.
All right. So, we okay?
Yeah.
No, we're fine.
Everybody's okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry for shitting on 4th Ave and my other podcast.
Oh, my
You
God.
don't need to
relax.
apologize, Lydia. We all shitted on him.
They were the members that did not win Boy Band, the TV show. Okay. Moving on.
D.
Today, I would like to explore brother boy bands.
Brother boy bands. Yes. Okay. Woo.
Brother boy
because
bands,
brothers
like
in a
brother
boy
hus-
band.
Hanson?
Like
Oh, my
Jonas
God.
Brothers.
Sorry.
Like Hanson. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I'm right there. I'm in
Sorry.
the way. same
I don't know where
wavelength.
I...
Woo!
Shinzia was looking like
So confused at this
And
point.
usually Chinzia and you are like right away know like what you're thinking.
I don't know. For
but
some reason, I was
this
thinking like,
week
like
it's
sister
us.
wives, brother husbands, and then I was like, ooh, brother boy
No.
bands. I'm like, what's
Lydia
this
and
thing?
I
And
had
I
your
thought it was
back,
brothers
D.
who had different
Woo,
boy
we
bands,
have
but now.
you.
All right, we're back on track.
Are we?
literally
Boy bands that are made of brothers.
Thank
Gotcha.
you.
There you
Yes,
go.
it's
Okay.
very simple to understand.
Legit. Come on, Chins.
A lot of the boy bands that we have previously discussed have brothers in them, but are not completely comprised of brothers.
So, like 98
The
degrees.
Yes, so 98 Degrees has the Lachey brothers.
Knights, the Knights,
The
It's
Knights.
like the woods. What the hell are you talking about?
the
The
Jordan
Knight
Knights.
brothers.
The Knight brothers are in New Kids.
McNabb.
Jordan and
Knights.
Jordan and John,
Thank you.
Lydia.
Sorry. Thank you.
Lydia.
Okay. We all okay?
And Nick
Yeah.
and Drew in 98
98
degrees.
degrees.
Okay.
But yes, those are not, like, as you said.
but it's not a
comprised.
completely comprised group of brothers.
Agreed.
Brothers.
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 We've also kind of touched on like some older not necessarily boy bands, but bands that sort of led up to the creation of boy bands. So
Like
like the
Jackson
Jackson
5.
5, the Osmond Brothers, all composed of brothers, and sort of
Occasionally a sister.
what?
Like Janet.
Janet Jackson or Marie Osmond.
But
But
they
that's
weren't-
not what we're talking
I
about,
know.
Chinzia.
Okay,
They
moving on.
weren't in
Yes,
those
brothers.
groups.
Those were family.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so they kind of paved the way for the boy bands of the future that were made of brothers. So I thought we'd start out with Hanson.
Yay!
Ba-ba-doo-ba-doo. So that is consistent of comprised of three brothers.
We got
brothers.
Isaac,
We got Taylor.
Taylor.
We got Zach.
and that's it.
And that's it.
Well, that's all. There's many more brothers and sisters in that family, but those are the ones who are in the band. So yes.
Yes. So I'll sort of follow the format that we've done for our other like boy band themed episodes, but just sort of accelerated because I want to talk about like one other boy band. So and I feel like
two.
we don't have like a ton to say about Hanson. So
I love Hanson. Let's talk
Hanson
about
was the
Hanson.
first
No.
band that Lydia and I
Okay.
like followed.
I don't have a ton to say about
I
Hanson.
also don't have a ton to say.
So there you
so.
go.
Let's go over their albums really quickly. I'll go.
Or is that what
Wait,
you want to
wait,
do? No,
wait,
Diane
wait.
has a
Oh,
format.
never
I
mind,
have a
sorry.
format.
Okay.
The people want to hear the format. I think
Yes, because they care.
they totally do.
Yes.
They're all OCD like me, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Or CDO.
What?
It's OCD, but in the
initials. Of
no,
your name?
no, that is OCD rearranged in the
Yeah.
correct order alphabetically.
That's yeah.
Never
Can we
mind.
keep on track?
Yes.
So, do you remember
Squirrel.
when the first time you saw Hanson was or heard them?
So it would have been Bop. I'm assuming.
Bop is the song that
and
I
I'm
heard.
going to assume it was Much Music or YTV's hit list.
Mine was Much Music.
I
Cool,
think it was
cool.
hit list for me.
It was 96 when I heard it, the song.
So we'll
Okay.
go through like your favorites. What are your favorite songs?
Oh man,
I
so many
Hanson
good ones.
Is just so underrated. They got so much good stuff. Yeah, obviously Umbop. I mean, what was the one like?
Where's the love?
Yeah. Oh,
It's not enough.
oh my god. And then I'll come to you.
Oh, that was a good one.
And then
Yes.
the secret bonus track, right? It's done and
Stop in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my god.
That was Man from Milwaukee. And
Yes,
literally
yes.
anytime I just want to sing a song and I have like need something to like, it just pops into my head. And it's bizarre. So it was like secret track was
It
like
was a secret
13
track.
or something.
Yes.
So you had to like skip through a couple of like silent tracks to get to it. It would just
Back
happen.
in the day.
Back in my day.
Marty.
Yeah. So, and they had a couple of albums that were really good.
They're an amazing Christmas album, Snowed In.
So, yeah. So
Yeah.
who was your favorite member? Is that, oh, no, sorry. Let's go
Well,
back
usually
to
we do song.
Okay.
And then we do video, and then we do member.
Okay. So I haven't listened to them in a really long time. And I know they've released a ton of things.
If I may.
Yes.
If I may.
Yes.
Their earlier stuff
Yes.
is much better than what they release now. I feel like they've become jaded over time, and their songs have become more depressing. When they got into the Tom's Shoes era of
Yes.
Hanson, I think that's when the decline started to happen.
Well, okay, so I would say that we probably liked them up into their first 5 albums. So Boomerang was their first album that came out well before.
That was an independent album.
It was an independent album.
Oh, I was
So
going to
then
say, that
Umbop
album
was
was
like-
called Boomerang?
Yes,
No.
so then they had
I don't know. How
Umbop,
did I
Middle of
miss that?
Nowhere, Snowed In, This Time Around. And after This Time Around is when they kind
Yes.
of faded from.
Yes,
thing.
that's when Taylor did an oopsie.
What did he
What
do?
did Taylor do?
He got a girl pregnant.
Out of wedlock.
What?
Nutty.
Scandalous.
So he went to her prom. They had an evening, and then they had a child. So then they had to get married
And now they
because
have, like,
they're very
1,000 children.
super duper Christian. I don't know
Yes,
if
they're
you
very
remember.
Christian.
And then so
From
now-
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
yeah, so then I guess he started the trend of brothers having babies. Now they all have babies, and it's like
I feel like
a
there's
humongous
like
family.
14 or something in total kids or
Crazy.
something.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to, was it the Umbop album or was that just a single? That was a single. Okay, so Middle of Nowhere is the album
Yes.
that came out in 97.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought most of that album was pretty good. I enjoyed it immensely.
I like listen to it like crazy. I like.
Yeah.
The thing is, it is a different time. Back then, we didn't have access to like YouTube and other stuff. So when you got a CD, you listened to the whole thing. You loved the whole thing, even if you didn't. You had to. You know what I mean? It's not like the new era now where you're just like, if a crap album comes out, you can just go on iTunes and buy the one song. Like,
Yeah.
you have to dedicate yourself to the
I
whole
feel
album.
like the States did release a lot of like singles that were CDs, but in Canada, you had to buy the whole album. There was not a lot of singles.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Burns.
So I don't really know what Diane wants us to do here, but I'm like,
No, I want you to talk about, okay.
So can I do the track listing of Middle of Nowhere or no?
Just nowhere.
And the other one, and then nothing for the. Okay. So Middle of Nowhere was the first one that came out.
Okay.
So Thinking of You. Good
Oh,
song.
yeah.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Thinking of you, hold tight.
Oh, that's flying the
then-
wings of an eagle.
No.
Fabulous.
Glide along with the wind.
Yes.
Then we had Umbop.
Oh, yeah.
Then we had Weird. So that was like, they're like,
That was the deep,
isn't it weird?
sad. Yes.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, Okay.
Speechless was kind of like a
Oh, yeah, that was good.
badassy one.
Yeah, that was good.
Where's the Love, which was a single. Really like that one.
Oh,
Except
yes.
for the birds that were there in the one. Where's the Love? Yearbook. So that one was sad.
Whoa,
So that one was a deep one. So
that was
one
about
was
suicide, man.
It was about suicide on their
Back when people didn't talk about that shit.
looking through the yearbook. Fun. So it was about this kid who had gone missing, right? And then nobody wanted to talk about it. And I think it had something to do with not their school. I think they were homeschooled. I feel like it was a friend of theirs.
It was like something happened in their town or something.
Okay, so Look at You.
Look at you, baby. Yeah, I remember that one. That's a good one.
Lucy, which was
Oh, I hated
because
this
I did.
song.
Okay, this song was like one of the last songs they wrote for this album because they needed to have more songs, and they saw a Peanuts poster on the wall and like wrote the song Lucy, and it's
About the Peanuts.
I don't know, it was
just
okay.
awful. It was a Zach heavy song, which I'm like, shh. I'm sorry. I was a big Taylor fan.
I was a big Zach fan.
Of course you were. You're like the
'cause the-
weirdo underdog of the group.
Yes.
Chris Kirkpatrick.
I did not like Isaac. Okay,
I thought Isaac was the underdog.
he
He's
was.
the older brother.
Zach
He's like
was
the Kevin
like the
Richardson.
animal from like Muppets, and he was kind of like nuts drummer guy. Hanson was your pretty womany boy.
Hanson.
Taylor.
Taylor.
And
Thank
then obviously you
What's
have
that? Pretty little boy.
Isaac.
But he was a dude.
Anyways,
He
was
had
the
to
older
be-
brother type because he was the older brother.
Yes.
Okay, so then I Will Come to You, which was
That
like
was a sad, somber.
this is the death one, right?
Yeah.
They wrote for their
No,
grandmother.
there's another death one. Yeah, okay.
Oh
continue.
yes, there is another death one. Sorry, I Will Come to You was good. I remember people dancing in high school at a Much Music Video dance party, and they were like slow dancing, and the rest of us Hanson fans were just singing along to the video and being dramatic with our arms. A Minute Without You was a good one.
That was very math
liked
heavy.
it.
I didn't like that one.
Yes, Lydia. Madeline, here we go round again. It was okay. With You in Your Dreams is the one they wrote for their grandmother who passed
died.
away.
Yes.
Which was actually a very nice song.
And
It's
she's
very
like, play this at my
Just
funeral.
play it at
I'm
my
like, you're
funeral.
not gonna die, Chinzia. Well,
and
not
then
yet, anyway.
Man from Milwaukee was the bonus track.
That was
So
a good
like
one.
pretty much most of that CD was amazing. I enjoyed it. Did you guys know any of those songs?
Bop.
Mbop is the only one.
Okay. Good.
No, I think I knew Where's the Love or what was that one?
Yeah.
Where's the love?
Yeah, I think so.
Their
Nope.
Snowed In album.
Although
I'm
I
not gonna
had
go-
no idea what she was talking about with the birds.
It's there. Or maybe that's a different one.
The animals are in the video, I'm guessing.
Yes. Snowed In, amazing Christmas album. It was like one of my favorite Christmas albums, which we talked about in our Christmas episode.
We did.
And then This Time Around was the other song that was pretty thing that came out.
It was Pretty Thing.
It was
Wow.
dark. That was a dark
It
one.
started their decline,
Yes,
right? Because once
agreed.
you have like a really big, strong album like Middle of Nowhere, it
Nowhere to go but down.
yeah. So
Oh my God, that's
not
terrible.
really, but
Terrible.
so that one had the singles "If Only,"
If only I had the guts to feel this way.
and
That was a
then
good one.
This Time Around.
This time around. Yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, that was a sad one.
So You Never Know, Run When We Run, Save Me, Die to Be Alive, Can't Stop, Wish I Was There, Love Song, Sure About It, Hand in Hand, In the City, A Song to Sing. So pretty much don't recall most of those ones,
No.
but If Only and This Time Around were like, did they not also have Three Car Garage?
Yeah, Three Car Garage was.
Why
was
is this
that
not
one.
listed anywhere?
What? Three Car Garage was their early work. Like that was like before like stuff got released. So that was like because they recorded in a 3-car garage, which is
Yes.
like, damn, like that's money, man. Like
And-
I only have a 1-car garage.
So then
3 cars. Whoa.
we have a 2-car garage.
Living large.
Anyways, and then afterwards, then they kind of didn't really have their own label and started doing more stuff independent. So they had Underneath in 2004, The Walk in 2007, which is when I met them. And we went to that concert and we were like, oh, it's like, it was very, at that point, it was not as high energy as they used to be when they were kids.
Here's what happened.
And it's very folky and slow.
They became woke. They became very woke to what influence they had and just their impact on the world. So like which like it sounds good in theory, sounds wonderful, but it just kind of like it killed the buzz. You know what I mean? Because like you're going to a concert, you're there to have fun. You're not there to talk about like world hunger and like depressing shit. You know what I mean? So like it was a good platform for them to talk about it, but as a fan, I was just like, well, I just came here to have a good time. I know there's depressing shit in the world, obviously, but
you want an escape from.
yeah, I just kind of wanted, just like a one night escape, you know. But anyway, so I don't know
So
what.
the-
I'm obviously an asshole here, but just
No, I don't think you're an asshole.
you know what I mean. Like, what is your opinion on that?
I
Like,
feel like they're trying to be like U2. Like, you know how
Yeah,
Bono
Bono
is
is
like
like
a
a
friggin'
humanitarian.
humanitarian.
yeah.
So,
But like, I don't think, I don't know, I've never attended a U2 concert, but like, I don't think Bono's like in the middle of his concert, like, okay, everybody shut up. We're going to talk about like, you know.
Yeah. Well, I recall they also did the album was called The Walk, so they did walks in each city that they went to, and I believe, if I am not mistaken, they were barefoot walks, like
So
down.
these were like,
don't do that.
So
in
the
Hamilton.
fans would get together, and then you would take off your shoes and like walk down the street to kind of put you in the feel of how it was for people who don't have shoes in other countries, and then they did stuff with Toms. It was
It's
like
Tom's shoe brand.
yeah,
yes.
yeah, I know.
Interesting.
I got that.
It was-
I
yeah,
just
so-
don't understand the barefoot walk thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was to kind of connect with that. And then they had an album called Shout It Out in 2010, Anthem 2013. Finally, It's Christmas 2017, which, by the way, we went to that concert and we didn't
Yeah.
realize that they had just released a Christmas album the day before. and they were performing all the songs from that album.
And not the
And
fun
we
one
didn't
snowed in.
know anything because we were so excited because of the Snowed In album. So, and then
So Shinzia
String
had a
Theory.
very expensive nap where I had to keep waking her up. I'm like, Shinzia, Hanson is here. They're playing. She's like, I paid for my ticket. I'm allowed to do whatever I want in this seat. And then she's like, and so
We
I
were
was like,
also
okay.
far away, and I feel like when I'm not close enough for people to recognize me, it kind of.
It
Anyways,
was an experience.
and then we were at Diane's, and we were late for the concert because we were hanging out at Diane's on the way there.
Yeah, so we're like, do we really want to go see Hanson? Because of
And-
the concert before then was like the
Yes.
very like
And
preachy
then
one.
String Theory is their latest album, and I believe it's with an orchestra. And I do have some Hanson friends who like still to this day follow them, and they said it was a really amazing show. So I just like the middle of nowhere time.
Same. Sorry.
Yes.
That was a good time in my life. There was no bills.
That's-
There was no back pain. It was a great time.
So yeah, so kudos to them for keep making music, but yeah.
Do you feel that they've gone, like we discussed in our very first episode, whether Hanson even qualifies as a boy band? And we
yeah.
Kind of said that they don't. And so we feel that they're like straying further from boy bandom.
Straying from the light. They themselves, remember they said something, they commented on
They
that.
did. So Taylor had said those other groups like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC should not be called boy bands. We should
They
be
don't play
called
instruments.
because they don't play instruments. We should be called a boy band because we're boys in a band. They should be called man
Band
groups.
groups.
But they weren't men.
But they were older than Hanson because Hanson's a little
Were
bit.
they?
Yeah,
Yeah, at the
a few
time.
years. Like Hanson was younger,
Oh.
especially Zach.
Well, yeah, he was like a child.
Yes,
Mhm.
Like legit. Wasn't he like 9 or some crap like that?
12.
he was like 12-ish.
10? Damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
My favorite tidbit of information that Shinzia told me about Hanson was that they make their own beer and it's called Hops.
Yes, they do.
And I think that's amazing.
I agree.
So, you
So
know.
Taylor was born in 83, so that would be Zach would be like 2 years younger than him, and Isaac a couple years older. So,
Ah.
so they're around our age.
Okay. Cool.
Interesting.
So, interesting.
How
yes.
about D can steer the ship now?
Sorry.
No, there's no steering. This is the reason that I said that is because, like, and I said it earlier. I don't have a lot to say about Hanson. I was never really like a huge Hanson fan.
We
I
got
was
the
also
shirts I
not
used to
a
write on my
huge Hanson
face. It was my
fan.
first concert, boy bandy concert.
Like obviously, I heard Mbop because I
I
was like
literally heard
everywhere.
one song and that's it.
But
We used to have to practice how to do the Hanson symbol because it was like
oh
it was
yes,
very
the
intricate.
HANSON.
It was like
I can still draw it.
it was a symbol of pride, and you had to like not lift your pencil. It was like very like crazy. Like the Hanson fandom got a little nuts, you know, and because there were so little people to choose from, you had the feuds, right? You're like, you can't like Taylor, I like Taylor. Well, there's nobody left. Nobody likes Isaac. Okay, let's be honest here. Isaac looked like a camel, and and then Zach is just like psychiatric. But Shinzia
was
loves
just
those
young.
psychiatric.
He was just a
was
little
nutty.
rambunctious.
He was
He was a little. He was.
Taylor was the king.
But Taylor was
Was
also
the
the one
feminine.
that so many people were like, "Is it a woman or is it a man?"
Remember
Yes.
that? Yes.
Yes.
Twas a style.
Do you guys remember that show Teen Angel? It did not last a full season. It,
No.
Yes.
It was about this kid who found a burger under his friend's bed and ate it as a dare and then died and then came back as an angel.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I do recall.
So the second episode, I think there's only like 3 episodes before it got canceled. He made some sort of comment like, "Oh, I just wrote a fan letter to the girl from Henson," and they're like, "What are you talking about? They're all boys." It was like this stupid joke, but
Yeah, I feel like that joke got made a lot.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a Family Guy too.
Yeah.
My favorite Hanson thing was, I want to say Saturday Night Live, or
Yeah.
it could have been Mad TV. I don't know, because at that time they were both on, and they were in an elevator, and somebody wanted to torture Hanson, so they're like, "We're gonna make you listen to Bop until you go crazy," and they're like, "Okay." So then he just kept like playing the song, and then like eventually like Zach goes crazy and like passes out or like whatever, gets loud off the elevator, and then Isaac goes crazy, and then like Taylor's like. And then, then the guy was like going crazy. He's like, "Why isn't this bothering you?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a really good song." And he's just like, "It's so catchy." And it's just like, it was.
That was comedic value to you?
Yes, it was back then.
Okay.
Yes.
If
it
someone
got
doesn't take
nothing.
much for
if someone can find a clip of this on YouTube, please send it to Chinzia.
Yes.
For nostalgia.
It's obviously the Backstreet Boys with a Z is obviously the
That
best,
was the best.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
best
award
one.
show thing, but yes. Okay.
From the streets.
They don't
Yeah,
care about
yeah.
spelling.
Okay, that
All
has
right.
nothing to do with this.
Are we talking about the Moffats?
Well, I was gonna do Jonas Brothers
I know you're
next,
gonna
but
do-
okay.
Moffats were like Canadian Hanson.
They were the Canadian version of Hanson.
So
There was Scott Moffat, who had like the blonde streaks up the front, which was the style at the time.
was
And
the style.
I
at
even
the
did
time.
my hair like that because I'm like, this is so cool.
She did, and then she met Scott, and he was a douche.
It's a big
Were
douche.
you allowed
And
to
then I
say
got
that?
bronchitis. And then it was just the end of it. That was the Walmart tour. That was
That
The
was-
Walmart tour.
That was the best. Okay,
It
so
was disaster.
so Scott Moffat is a year older than his triplet brothers. Clint and Bob are identical twins within the triplets, and then Dave is not identical and is gay.
Yes, I was gonna say. I think he's gay. Okay.
He did some underwear modeling for one point in time. But this was like legit so some of their hit songs, Lydia, do you recall?
I'll be there for you.
Okay, that one I heard. Yes.
When you need somebody. So they were played on the hit list a lot, so I'm just going to do their singles.
No one outside of Canada knows who these people are.
I'll Be There For You, Miss You Like Crazy,
You like crazy.
Life Is Short, I don't remember, Girl of My Dreams,
You are the girl of my dreams.
Crazy, Until You Loved Me, Till You Love Me, la 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 love me, Misery, Misery is what I feel
when you're not
around, Bang Bang Boom,
My heart goes bang, bang, boom. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Yes.
You remember?
Just Another Phase, Walking
That
Behind
album
Secrets
actually
Like
I
Love
bought.
You.
See?
I do remember
So
these
they
songs.
had, sorry, what were the albums? So It's a Wonderful World, that was way before. And then there was the Moffats, that was released in 95. Moffat's Christmas, 96. Chapter 1, A New Beginning in 98. And Submodalities in 2000.
Some modalities. Okay, so
So Chapter 1, A New Beginning and Submodalities were the ones from the hit
so
list
like
era.
I feel like I know those
in
ones.
in the late 90s, early 2000s, my friend Marla and I were like besties, and we both love the Backstreet Boys and all that stuff. And then a few years in, like around Black and Blue times, she was just like, yeah, I don't like the Backstreet Boys anymore. And I was like, okay. And then she started to just go like in a different direction in music, but her like immediately following her like, oh, I'm not a Backstreet Boys fan, she was like, I like the Moffats now. And I was just like, that's just another boy band. She's like, no, the Moffats are not a boy band. They like play instruments and whatnot. And I was like, okay, cool. And so she was really into that album, and then I bought it, and I was like, oh, there's some good songs on here, but like it's still a boy band in my opinion. It's just
I agree
it's just
with
a
that.
different form of boy band. It was just like a really funny time because I just remember her being like so passionately like, no, they play serious music, and I was like, okay.
I
don't think so, but it-
But
Yes.
Some Modalities was a pretty good album.
What was on some medallions?
My heart
I
goes
was-
bang, bang,
that-
boom.
oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Sorry,
just
I
do a
didn't-
quick. Chapter 1, New Beginning had Until You Loved Me, Misery, Miss You Like Crazy, Written All Over Your Heart, Girl of My Dreams, Crazy, Saying I Love You, Love, I'll Be There For You, which we practiced that one, I feel like that one.
What did we
I
practice?
remember being in Ohio and being bored at our aunt's house and then like singing that song. Wild at Heart, Raining in My Mind,
Yeah, it looks
Life
like
is
she
Short.
does not recall this.
She does not recall it. They also had a bunch of different versions, including a Spain one. Submodalities had Just Another Phase, Bang Bang Boom, California, Always in My Heart, Typical, Walking Behind, Antifreeze and Airplanes, I Don't Want You to Want Me, Life on Mars, Who Do You Love, Call the Doctor, She's in My Head,
It was like
and
kind
Spy.
of
I don't remember that
emo-ish.
one as much. So it must have
neither.
been Chapter
The
1, A
first
New
one I
Beginning.
remember
It-
the most.
Some Modalities was like a little bit more like on the rock side. It was a little more emo. It sort of like was it was during a time where like we were sort of getting into like the Simple Plans and the
Oh,
Sum
okay.
41s and that kind of
Serial
thing.
Joe's era.
Yeah, Serial
What?
Joes. So like I feel like that's kind of where they were
Remember
going
you
with
wrote
that
a
one.
Bang Bang Boom?
Yes,
Yes,
I remember
that was,
section.
yes,
Thank you.
it was a song.
Cringe. Okay.
And then, you know,
A song.
if you followed that stream of music, you just completely left pop entirely. In Wayne.
Yeah, true.
True. So
Like Marla's next love was Rufus Wainwright after that.
interesting.
So
Yeah. So Moffats, I felt they did pretty good. We got to obviously do to CanCon. We listened to them a lot on the radio and on YTV's hit list and stuff.
And
So
tell them quickly about the Walmart
So the
incident.
Walmart story. So they came to Walmart in Hamilton to do a CD signing on the twins' birthday or Scott's birthday.
Twins.
triplets birthday. So they seem to have misunderestimated how many teen girls wanted to see the Moffats. And this
Instead of hiring security guards, they put up walls of Tide detergent
and toilet
and
paper.
toilet paper.
Well, let me tell you, that did not stop the crazies from
knocking it down.
Yes, and like there was Tide everywhere. It was
a
the powdered
stampede.
version.
Oh my
There
God.
And it was crushed, and like the toilet paper was all like afterwards. You just saw this like disaster zone of.
Yeah, it was like a bomb had gone off, and
my
then
gosh.
even like the newspaper did a write off. They're like, we've lost so much. Like they had to close for a day because they were just like
They didn't have to
It
close
was
for a
just
day.
like
It was just
insanity.
disaster.
because
Yeah.
they weren't supposed to be there until like the afternoon, and we got there pretty in the early morning ish, and we were pretty far down the like outside of the mall and around the. It was the what's the Mountain Plaza Mall?
Yeah, but
It's no longer a mall.
but-
It's now individual stores. But yeah, it was. We should find the pictures from that day, and then yes.
okay. I don't want to remember that day because Scott,
Okay, so Lydia
Scott
was a big fan of
douchebag.
Scott, and she had her hair like Scott, and she went up and asked him. She asked him for a handshake, and he's like, "We're not allowed to touch people." And Lydia's like, "Oh, okay, whatever," which she would have been okay with until the
Lady
skinny
beside me.
bitches next to us came over, and he friggin' got up and gave them like a big hug, and you're like.
You son of a bitch.
Like Lydia didn't even ask for a hug; she asked for a handshake.
Rude.
He
So
was so
rude.
rude. Like Scott
pompous
was like,
dick. And you
yes.
know what? I'm glad that band went down in flames.
they
Tell
didn't,
us
they
how
didn't
you
go
really
down in
feel, buddy.
Dave was my fave.
Pretty sure they're like
Shocking.
still brothers.
And
Yeah, I
you know
know.
what? I think they actually got back together last year. They were supposed to release something, and I don't know what happened there. So,
I don't care.
Lydia put a word in and was like, "Don't come back."
I have fire in my eyes. It's been like 20 years and I'm still mad about it.
I think the twins went to Nashville and did some stuff by themselves.
That's great.
Clinton's. I feel like, yeah, okay. Anyways,
Do we have any
No.
other boy bands we can talk about?
she was going to talk about the Jonas
We were going
Brothers.
to talk about the Jonas
Yeah, we
Brothers.
can do a
'cause
quick
they
jam,
are
bro.
also brothers.
And they were on Disney? Is that how they got their
They,
start?
yes,
We
were
have the
Disney
TV show.
Channel stars. So in the Jonas Brothers, you got what's the oldest one's name? Kevin,
Kevin.
Nick.
Joe, and Nick.
Nick was the young one who ruined the band by getting married, I think.
no.
No,
Kevin got
they're-
married first.
Oh, okay.
Nick was the last one.
Nick just got married.
just got
like,
married.
Oh, whoopsie.
Joe's not married though. He wasn't the last one.
Oh, sorry. Second.
who dated Demi Lovato? Joe?
Nick? No. Nick dated Miley Cyrus.
During
I
what
think.
era?
Oh, I thought he dated her as well.
Was it during the Robin Thicke era of Crazy?
No, I think Joe dated Demi Lovato and
Yes, I think so.
Nick
Oh,
Because they
dated
did like
Miley
the Camp
Cyrus.
Rock and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
But all
gotcha.
these were Disney Channel people, so
Mhm.
like they were just like
And they had
friggin'
two TV shows.
Yeah, mating.
Jonas Brothers and Jonas Brothers in LA, and I really like Jonas LA.
They had that movie, right?
Camp Rock.
Camp Rock, and then Camp Rock 2.
Yes, the final jam. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
They also have another brother, I believe. That
A
is
little
not in the
brother.
band. I want to say his name is Frankie, but I could be wrong.
How many albums did they have?
Okay, my friend.
2.
Un
I think
momento,
2.
por
I think they
favor.
had a weird song about like an alien. I was like, what is this?
They have 4 albums.
4.
Wow.
So it's About Time came out in 2006, Jonas Brothers in 2007, A Little Bit Longer in 2008, Lines, Vines, and Trying Times in 2009.
I
So,
feel like
I know
I
what song
only
it is.
I don't know when they actually started, but like
how
the first
little they
are.
are.
Babies.
the first time I like really when they really hit the mainstream was with their like I'm burning up for you, baby. No, everyone's looking at me like I'm insane.
It kind of vaguely
Sure.
sounds familiar.
Okay.
Like this was a song, okay? You guys like why such
I
haters?
feel like no, I'm not
I
hating.
feel like,
I feel like I've seen
I
this
feel like
music
Joe
video.
Bros was just a little too past our time.
yeah.
that
You
we
were a
didn't
little too
listen.
old.
I think the only thing I remember about
Year
Jonas
3000 is the one that I
And it
Yeah,
remember.
and that's the year 3000. The year 3000, and then like Walmart was having a sale on flip flops, and like you got like a bunch of like Jonas Brother flip flops.
No, those are One Direction
Oh, I'm so
flip-flops.
sorry. Okay.
I have a Jonas Brother bag and board game,
Oh, okay.
which I could sell. Give us money, please.
Yes, I do remember like the girl that I used to
There you go. Burning Up in Love Bug. Sorry. Yes,
Oh,
that
I've
was.
heard Love Bug. Okay,
Yes,
Love Bug.
I've
seems-
heard. That was
yes, I've heard
2008. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like 2008 is when I really started hearing of them. I didn't really know about them before because in 2000. Like, I was in university at this time. Like, I was not watching the Disney Channel.
Yeah, same.
Welch and
What?
Zillows.
I was.
Except I wasn't in university.
That was a good show, guys. I really liked
She
it.
still watches.
She
No,
sure
I
does.
don't. I've given it up cold turkey, man.
No. Are you
Okay, as of
Yes.
2 years ago, she was.
Anyways, but then 2008, the girl that I used to babysit when I was like in high school really liked the Jonas Brothers, and they all like thought they were gonna marry Nick. I was like, I once thought I was going to marry Nick, different Nick though.
Fun fact. Nick Jonas thinks we love him.
Oh my God! Yes.
That was great.
Okay, so we went to the Festival d'Été
The Tay.
in Quebec because the Backstreet Boys were gonna be there.
They were headliners.
But opening for them, kind of like part of this like festival tour, was Nick Jonas. It was Nick Jonas and somebody else.
Yes. Patrick Waugh's kid, Jonathan
yeah,
Waugh.
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought there was someone else like actually famous.
There was.
Oh, burn.
Sorry, no offense to Patrick
No,
Waugh.
I feel like there was
Nick
another one.
Jonas, and I don't know who else.
There was somebody else.
There was somebody else, but now I can't remember who it is. And we were like, oh yeah,
We're
whatever.
like, all right, whatever. We're here for the Backstreet Boys, but
Anyways, so we were just like, we need simple signs. 'Cause
and
there was
this
like,
was like a festival, like 100,000 people.
oh my God, there
It's
was 100,000 people.
It was
It was
really
crazy.
big.
We
So
were
we're
like 16th row, which was pretty
but we were like,
reasonable.
we need simple signs that are just like going to draw their eye to us because there's like so many people here. So we literally just made a sign that said Nick and we put a heart around it. So then during Nick Jonas's set, we're like, Matt, we just like throw the sign up. He's like pointing at us. We're
He's like
yeah!
winking. He was singing to us. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. We're like, yeah, this was totally made for you and not Nick Carter. So, but then when Nick Carter came out, he didn't see us. So we're like, well, whatever. At least one Nick
Yeah.
acknowledged
Yeah.
us.
At least Nick Jonas saw us.
It's good. No,
I
he did
feel
a really
like
good
Nick
job. I
might
liked
have
him.
seen it.
Yeah, I think so.
Remember when he ran down the side? I feel like he jumped up and pointed, but
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
Maybe.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
But yeah, so Joe Bros did well together. Then their show was kind of over, and then they kind of did their own little solo projects, I believe. I don't think
Yeah.
Kevin did.
The thing that I always found, like Jonas Brothers, I feel like were more famous for like the dating of other
Yes.
Disney Channel girls. They had the whole like, we are wearing purity rings
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
Yes.
the purity rings.
and we're not gonna have sex before marriage, and then they took them off, and that was a big deal.
oh,
Yes.
Joe
Yeah.
dated Taylor Swift too. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she wrote stuff. Yeah.
And then
Stuff about everybody.
there's a
Yes.
whole thing too about how Nick has diabetes.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
One
So-
or two?
What's the one? Whatever the one
You're born with?
Yeah.
Oh, one.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Joe Jonas dated a lot of people.
He sure did.
Can you read a
Holy.
quick list of who he dated?
So AJ McKilla from Ally and AJ, Taylor Swift for 3 months, Camilla Bell, who was in their Love Bug music video for a few months, Demi Lovato for several years, but they only dated a month or two. Ashley Greene from Twilight, she played Alice.
Oh, yeah. Didn't she, like,
Some designer named Blonda Eggenschleiler,
long egg.
graphic design for 2 years. Gigi Hadid for 5 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And
I
Sophie
think she went directly from Joe to Zayn.
Oh, great choice, dude.
Gigi.
Gigi.
Then also Sophie Turner in 2016 and got engaged to her in 2017. So
Yes.
I would have picked
and
Zayn.
he also part
You would have picked Zayn?
so I don't
the
think
disco
Joe
stick.
didn't do anything solo. He was just the DNC.
DNC,
theme.
yeah.
That's the Cake by the Ocean people.
By the ocean.
So he has another
Cake
band.
by
Oh,
the
what?
Ocean.
He does?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cake by the
called
Ocean song. Remember that
DNC.
song?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah. And I thought it was about cake, and they're like, no, it's not.
I also thought it was about cake.
And I'm like, is
You
this like a
can
new
make it
franchise?
whatever you want it to be, guys.
Like, people are
Yeah.
just
I
going to
think
sell
it's like
cake,
whatever.
cupcakes by the
And
ocean?
I'm like, am I too old? Like, I didn't know that
Yes.
was a thing.
Oh, I was right. Frankie Jonas is the younger brother. Sorry.
Great.
Didn't they call him Bonus Jonas?
Yes, they did.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
So cute.
So I don't believe Kevin did anything solo.
No. And then Nick has done a couple of albums.
Yes.
Or one. I'm not really sure. I remember,
And
oh
one
my
of them
God,
had a reality show.
when I first heard
One of them.
Kevin
I think
did.
Kevin did with his
Kevin
wife. I want to
Yeah.
say her name is Danielle.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
I think
Uh,
so.
when Jealous came out, I literally remember being like, they were like, oh, here's a new song by Nick Jonas. And then they played Jealous. And I was like, I'm sorry. I think that DJ was mistaken and played the wrong song because there's no way that was Nick Jonas. And then like it clearly was, and I was just like, wow, he sounds really different. And it was I was just like, whoa.
How's that song go again?
I still get jealous.
Oh, that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
You're so
Oh, yeah, that was a good song.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
It's a
good.
good song, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, they're very talented, the Jonas Brothers.
They
Yeah.
play their own instruments?
Yes.
Ooh, girl.
It seems like a lot of the brother bands.
The brother bands
too.
play their own.
Maybe like they have to be more accountable to their brothers, right? They're not just like randoms meeting up in with a Lou Pearlman type.
Yeah,
you know?
no, none of these guys had to have Lou Pearlman put them together. That's
They're
one
already
pro.
together.
Nick came out with 3 solo albums.
Let's
So,
face it.
Nicholas Jonas in 2005, Nick Jonas in 2014.
Oh, and then
And last year,
Jonah.
and last year was complicated in 2016.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
What were you gonna say, Deep?
I was gonna say that Lou Pearlman would have never allowed the purity rings.
Legit.
Hashtag truth.
Oh, Lou.
Oh man. So yeah, so I feel like I wonder if they were homeschooled too, because I know Hanson
Bros?
was. Yeah,
Well, they became famous at such a young age. They
So
had
must
to
have
be.
been.
Yeah,
So-
probably.
yeah. I just feel like a lot of the parental involvements and careers. So maybe that's why they're like, hey, let's make you learn instruments, start singing together. It's cute that brothers are singing together, and then let's get a record deal.
It's gonna
Probably.
sell. Yeah.
Yeah, for shiz. All right, well, that's all we got for our brother boy bands. If we
know
feel
of any other ones?
yeah, if you feel like we missed something, drop us a comment, hit us up on social media.
At
We would
Boy Band Break.
love to hear from you. Thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.